we're rolling.
We're rolling. Excellent. Right. Be it on stage, off stage, at a boardroom meeting, in a conference, name the location, it does not really matter. If you lack communication skills, you're always going to feel uncomfortable, even if it's a one-on-one conversation with a good friend, or even facing something that is absolutely crucial, like an interview. Communication skills is the most important element that everybody is looking for. Why are they looking for good communication skills? Let's understand this. Communications connect one another. They bring you and groups of people together. They help you bring about the message that you have and what it is that you want to bring out of yourself in order for people to have faith, trust, and understand what it is that you understand differently. Communications help understand the differences and the similarities of people. Join the ICP.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to this brand new series. What's your biggest show? You know, I always wanted to start one of those talk shows in that kind of vibe, but you can only do it if that type of personalities are on the show today. And I think we have the absolute amazing privilege to say that on today's show, we are having Fatima Shafan as our host. What's your vibe like, Fatima Shafan? How's it going?
It's been great today and kind of a busy day today. So excited to see people speaking about their biggest fear and everything, It's just a mixed feeling.
Just a mixed feeling. Indeed, very, very true. I have a quick question if you're ready to answer for it. What's your experience like after you joined the ICP? Is it like good? Is it boring? What's happening?
It's great.
Okay,
It's
what's
excellent.
the
It's
one
great.
thing that's great about it then? One thing.
Getting to know people is one of my
Nice.
favorite things to do.
Okay.
And also going on live.
Okay, all right. So you're enjoying the lives as well, because I believe that the live is an absolutely amazing entry to get to know people, so that people can get to know you and what kind of vibe you have, because your vibe attracts your tribe. And if you're having the right type of vibe, you'll have the right type of tribe. And we all know this, that your tribe is what pushes you forward to be successful with whatever it is that you want to do. I just ended up doing a video about the 3 very important things that you are supposed to do if you're to get into proper networking, and never to fail out on the responsibilities of networking, because networking is like, a very important success trait. Only successful people can network. The other people are like, I don't talk to people, I keep to myself, that's kind of people, that you can instantly tell them like, there's a problem with you, mate. You got to work with people if you want to be successful, kind of a thing. So I'm very happy that you said the one thing that's great about it is that you're getting to know people, and networking is definitely a very, very important thing. So the 3 things that you need to understand in a quick pitch to connect with people is to say who you are, where you're from, what you do. So I'm going to connect with the audience immediately. I'm going to tell them, and then after it can be your turn, and then let's get on with my biggest fear. Yeah, sounds good.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Hello, everybody. Live on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, LinkedIn. I have no idea where you are. You could be on a TikTok right now. My name is Shoaib Ali, and I'm a coach, and I enjoy working with people, and I love driving the right type of energy in order to drive an amazing show. So if you're watching this on YouTube, please be nice enough to share it, like, comment, and make sure that you are being super duper awesome. And if you're on Facebook and if you're a parent, you know what? Give us some energy. Give us some vibes. Give us some comments. And share the love. That's what I'm talking about. Share the love, people. Don't be hesitant whatsoever. Enough with me. I know very well you're not here to listen to me. Over to you, Fatima Shafan. Give us a quick intro.
Sure. So we are talking about be my biggest fear. But I have a question for all the viewers who are watching this live right now. Has your biggest fear ever held your back from doing something that you wanted to do before? Well, the answer for this question is it is likely that fear is the number one thing holding us back from living our best life possible. But most people, like us, like me, bundle their biggest, like the biggest fear into one big scary pack of nervousness, anxiety, depression, and inaction. But what if we were told that there wasn't just one biggest fear, but lots of them?
Mm.
But you know one thing, there are two main biggest fears that almost everyone in this world have it. Number one is fear of failure, and number two is fear of success. Now, what comes in your mind of fear of failure? Well, I thought it's like something you lose and something you don't get or something. But the true meaning is the fear of failure is one of the biggest or one of the most common biggest fears that hold people's back from living their best life. You see, that is one that holds you back. Although, in a world that puts successful people on a podium, there can be shame on those who fall short or even who was trying in the first place. I don't want to be mean though. So, to overcome this fear, try to think positively. What is it? Try to think positively.
Yeah.
The world is obsessed with success, but it's important to recognize that not even successful people encounter failure. Now, for example, Walt Disney was once fired from a newspaper because they thought he lacked experience and creativity. He
Mm.
went on to find an animation studio that failed. He never gave up. And now Disney is a household name.
Mm.
To go with fear of failure, we have fear of success. Now, this is different from, they have a different meaning. Both of them have. So, fear of success is one of the lesser known, but very common fear that hold us back that hold us back. Success can come out of nowhere, like
Mm.
magically, and change everything when you aren't ready. People hold us back not just because they are afraid of it, but because are, they are afraid of getting it and losing it. Now, if
Interesting.
now we have a thing that coming, I'm getting a success. I go like, I don't want it, please. I don't want to lose it also, but I don't want it also. It's like that. Uh, to overcome this fear, you can try managing stress and anxiety. For example, try exercising because some physical activity every day is important because to have a good health. Or
Mm-hmm.
you could try to volunteer or socialize because by volunteering you can get distracted easily away from your own fears. And socializing meaning sharing a few laughs, stories, and experiences. Now, I would like to end with my speech saying that not just you, but everyone has fears. So remember, you are not alone and don't feel lonely.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Fatima Shafin. Listen, I'm very happy with your sharing and what we are connecting on over there. I'm looking forward to listening to more of the other speakers also backstage. We've got Methuja Samarakon, Atif, Pemit, and who else? Fadil Irshan as well. Who should we pull in first in order to listen to their expression of what their biggest fear is?
Let's take Father.
Okay, Fadil. All right, let's bring Fadil Irshan in house. Yo, Fadil, how's it going?
Great, so how are you?
Super duper good. Over to you, Fatima Shafan.
So, Father, tell me, what was your biggest fear, or what is your biggest fear, and how did you experience it? How did you get to know it firstly? And how will you overcome it, or how did you overcome that fear?
Thank you, Fatima. So, fear. Fear is actually an obstacle which blocks us from doing something we want to do. And it is often an obstruction which does not let us reach our full potential. And the thing which I am scared of, which does not allow me to reach my full potential, is actually something which you talked about, which is failure. And the reason why I am scared of failure is because I used to think that if you fail once at something, you're not good at it, and that motive had made me scared of failing ever since. Because even if I go to a competition, I always used to be scared of losing. And the way how I got that motive about losing once means you're not good at that thing is when I actually went for a competition selection for a race, and when I ran that race, I came out last. I didn't think much about it, but my friends saw me lose, and the next day when there was like a PT session, uh, we just had a friendly race competition, and my friends didn't want to accept me into their teams because I am too slow, and I was ashamed and embarrassed. And that was the day I got the fear of failing. And from that day onwards, I kept trying to never fail at anything. And this actually became a problem because when I tried my best to not to fail, I'm usually hesitant. And when I'm hesitant, I'm under pressure, and that actually makes it hard for me to win. And but since that became a problem, it was really hard for me. But now I'm not scared of failing because I've overcome this by realizing that failure is actually an aspect of success. And even the biggest CEOs like Elon Musk and Steve Jobs have gone through failures, and they are like the examples which made me realize that there's nothing wrong with failing. And it is true because actually tried this once, like not to like be hesitant, just like go with the flow. And actually I won that. So ever since that day onwards, I like just never thought of failing again. I was like win win win, I'm never going to think about failing again. And it has truly helped me because every time we fail, we should realize that we should learn from our failures. And this has helped me through my fear of failing, and I hope this helps you too. Thank you.
It was great, Fadil. Yeah, failure comes out of nowhere. If we actually say that failure comes out of nowhere, the experience you shared was actually good. And yeah, Steve Jobs and Elon Musk, they also had failure, and then they came from nowhere to success. So it was great.
Thank you very much, Father Irshan, for your share. And I'm sure Fatima Shafan has got some insights to share. But before we get into that, I would suggest that we bring in someone else from backstage indoor and let's see what their ideas and takes are on what their biggest fear is. Before we just get there, we've got a comment that comes in from Salma Musin that says, "Good one, Fadil." So that one's for you. All right. Okay, so we have Atif, we have Pemit Metuja, and Ishak Rishafi backstage. Fatima Shafan, who do we bring in?
Let's bring in Ishak.
All right, let's bring in Ishak Rishafi into the house. Yo, what's up, Ishak? How's it going?
Good, sir. How is it going?
Nice. We've been having a lot of fun. We've just discovered that we have new fears. Some of us have fears of making things on time. I have no idea how they have that fear. Okay, over to you, Fatima.
So, Ishak, tell me, what was your biggest fear and how did you experience it?
My biggest fear had on my elocution class. Uh, my elocution class, my teacher always called me to do some exams, but that those exams are not conducted in the class. Those are conducted somewhere else. I'm very scared to go to the exams. Monthly, we have one exam and I always postpone next month. And one day my teacher said, "You cannot postpone this exam." And my teacher exactly put me to exam which is very hard. And I feel like, okay, I'll study, I'll go to that exam. And I went to that exam. I sat on it, sat on the exam, and I wrote the paper. And after a few days, my result came. My result came. I was like, my parents was calling me to go to take my results, and I was like, no, I can't come. You'll go, because I'm scared to see my results. Then after my parents said, before take your results, why should we go? You also must come now. You cannot go alone like that. My parents said. So I was like, okay, I'll come, but I'll stay inside the car. You'll go and take the results and come. So my father said, okay, then come like that. Exactly. Went to the class, went to the class, and my father told to get down, get out. Then after however I went, and my parents went to take the results. Then my teacher was talking with my parents, and uh, exactly teacher called me, was calling me. I went. Teacher said, "Well done." Then I didn't even see the result. I was like, "What is telling?" Like, then after only I asked, "What's my result?" Like she told 74 marks, 100 out of 74. Then I was the seventh position on my class, and I was like, "Why did I get these marks?" My aim was like uh, more than 90, and uh, I didn't postpone my next exam. I went to the next exam, and one teacher was questioning me. That was not. Uh, she didn't give me the paper. She was questioning me, and she told, "Yeah, your exam finished. You go like that." And after that, I was thinking, "What the hell is she saying like that?" Hmm. Then after I came to home, and after few days, my result. I went to take my result. I asked my result, how much is it? I got 94 marks, and I got the second position in my class, and I was very happy. And also, I was wondering what happened for my 6 marks. That also, that 6 marks was a grammar problem, That,
Okay.
so teacher got me 6 marks.
Okay, I get the point. I get the point, and I'm very very happy. But is your fear more specifically to receive the marks or do the exam now? Which one?
Receive the marks.
Just receive the marks. That's it. Okay, okay, right.
Yeah.
I'm just going to hand this over to Fatima Shafan. Over to you, Fatima.
Well, that was a great experience. Actually, if I was supposed to say something in this, our teenagers, we all are scared of this marks. You know, the results after you do a paper, you go like, "Oh, I hope it's going to be a good result." Or if it was a bad, I'm going to surely get scolded by our parents. So for me, that experience has happened. So for English, I was supposed to get, I was actually getting around these 50s, 60s, and then from nowhere, I got 70s, like 77, and I was like, oh my god, I got 77. So see, this fear comes when you are like going to write the exam. It's just you have
Hmm.
to be calm and concentrated in the paper and the question. So you will do it properly and you will get good achievements.
Indeed, indeed,
And
yeah, very.
he
Uh,
actually, his marks are pretty good. So I'm
yeah,
congratulating him.
Ishak, no offense, but I'm sure we have a large enough audience to say something that is very, very triggering. Like you find these online comments that say, he doesn't look that intelligent. Something like that, like coming through. You should anticipate for those kind of comments because I just saw a comment that I had to hide. So we're always going to have a few haters here and there, and so, like haters are the best. They're the best people ever. We are looking forward to having more haters. Thank you so much. Haters rule the world. They make the world a better place. Haters make you feel that you have hope in yourself. So no fear for haters. Like bring it in. Yeah.
Not just
Right.
that, they give us a bit of confidence.
Yes, indeed, indeed. Let's who shall we bring in right now, Fatima Shafan? We've got Atif Pemit and Methuja Samarakon. What do you think that their take is going to be? Who should let's have?
Now, I want to bring this amazing speaker, Mr. Methuja Samarakot, and let him say whatever he likes about his biggest fear.
All right, Methuja Samarakon, over to you, mate.
All right. Thank you, Shuhaib Balisa and Fatima Shafan. So, all of us have fears. You might have so many that you might not even be able to count them. Or you might just have a few, like one or two. But I'm sure you at least have one fear. But we have one thing in common, one big fear. And that's the fear that we fear the most. So, I also have a few fears, but my biggest fear would be the fear of failure. So, the fear of failure is quite self explanatory, being scared of failure. So, having the fear of failure has quite a few negative effects in your life. It can take a toll on a person's belief in their abilities and their motivation to pursue their goals. It would make you scared to try something new because you would fail it. Self esteem is also affected. People who fear failure may also engage in negative self talk or have low self confidence that makes it difficult to pursue their goals. So, did you know that Elon Musk had to make like four rockets before he actually made the proper rocket that went to space? I'm pretty sure you've heard it before. I'm pretty sure Nevin might have told it to you before. So here's a little example. And this bad at this. And keep failing. But the thing is, if you kept going on, you might have won. So failure is just a step to success. Nothing ever ends in failure. Just keep trying. Fadila said that like two times to me, and I love it. As you all might know, Thomas Alva Edison got the light bulb correct on his 1000th try. And from that itself, you could say that you should never give up and nothing ends in failure. So if you also have the fear of failure,
Oh dear, dear, that's a little bit sad. Methuja Samarakon's connectivity just dropped down and he just fell off. Hopefully, once you connect back in again, we're going to plug you in, Methuja. In the meantime, who shall we bring in, Pemit or Atif?
Let's bring in Pemit.
All right, let's bring in Pemit. Yo, 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 what's up, Pemit? How's it going?
Good evening, sir. How
Evening.
are you?
Pemit, I'm good, I'm good. Pemit, I just want to know the poster behind you, is that you as a child?
Yes.
All right, with a lot of similarities. I just made the connections just now. I never knew that that could be you. Do tell us, Pemit, what is your biggest fear?
Okay. Uh, One day I went to my mother's friend's house, uh, and when I went there, I met her nephew and niece. I talked with them and played with them, and we all began to be friends. And we all love to watch horror movies. And that evening, I watched a horror movie named Unholy. I downloaded it from torrent, uh, but I was scared to that horror movie. I watched so many horror movies, but I got scared to this horror movie. I don't know why. And my mom told me don't watch horror movies. And after 2 months, I went to my mother's best friend's house and I watched it again, and she don't know it. Mm. And I scared again. And I also scared to cockroaches because they are disgusting and fly. And I scared to geckos too. Mm. Uh, those are my biggest fears. Thank you.
Oh my, oh my, oh my. What a big list of fears, Pemit. How do you make it through the day? It must be very, very difficult. Being a Sri Lankan, an encounter with a cockroach is more likely part and parcel of a daily lifestyle. You know, if you don't see a cockroach, you might think like, am I living in Sri Lanka now? Because your tropical island cockroach is part and parcel of nature, you know, which city, urban or unurban. What do you say, Fatima Shafan?
Well, obviously, we could see cockroaches and even frogs, snails, everything. I'm scared of frogs, which is really scary. But I like the way he said that he's scared of. He wasn't scared for scary movies, but when he watched that movie, he was like, "Okay, I'm scared." So I like that. And the funny part was when he said that he went again and he saw that movie. I would rather watch that movie and I would go like never sleeping. I would like open my eyes till the next day.
I am just thinking about this right now, making the connections on scary movies and how your adrenaline goes high when you watch a movie, and I think that's what you really like about it, and how you get scared about it, but you still want to face your fear because you have this safe feeling like nothing's gonna happen, but you have these emotions going around. I think I have the fear for the gym. Like you see the gym, you're like, oh, not today, but I want to be there, but not today. You know, that kind of a thing. All right. Thank you very much, Pemit, for sharing with us. Would really, really like you to join us again on a live session. Hopefully, with more camera on you. This time we're just having like a small head coming out. So we'd like to have more camera on you. Thank you very much, Pemit. All right. Method Samarkon is back in the house, but I don't see his video coming on. Oh, there he is. Let's bring Method Samarkon back in.
Hey everyone, I'm back.
Medija, please conclude with us your thoughts.
Yeah. Uh, so I think I stopped failure is just a step to success. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. So that is a quote that Sparglass told me like 2 times, and I love it. So as you all might know, Thomas Alva Edison got the light bulb correct on his 1000th try. And from that itself, you could say that you should never give up, and nothing ever ends in failure. So, if you also have the fear of failure, I'm going to tell you some ways you and I as well can overcome it. You should start off by creating some approach goals, which are goals with positive outcomes. You could like make a goal to maybe go to the gym or maybe start studying. And you can always learn to think positive. Negativity is also a cause for the fear of failure. And always have a backup plan. So if you fail, you won't be in much trouble. So if you like, you won't be too scared to fail because I'm like, I'm going into this, and if I fail, I'm not going to just go down. So, and always learn from your failure. That is literally the best way to learn a lot of things. So, and that was the biggest fear and how I could overcome this fear. So, thank you for listening, and I hope everyone has a great day.
Thank you very much, Metija, for sharing. Fatima Shafan, over to you for your thoughts.
First of all, I would like to say, yeah, that is true. And never give up because it's a bad thing to do, Never giving up is very bad rather than just going and having confidence, like have confidence, like because giving up is like one of the worst nightmare, like one of the worst nightmare that has happened to me. So like giving up on something and then you go like, oh yeah, I just did it, why did I give up on that try, like there are sometimes that happens. Or sometimes you go like, I just give up, I don't care. Just in one try. So like one try, you just give up. I mean, come on. And way he the way he showed how to overcome this fear, it was really quite inspiring for people, for me. Have a backup plan. That is actually a great thing.
Indeed, indeed. We've got to have a backup plan as well. We've got
And
Atif,
family.
yeah, Atif and Zahir backstage right now. I do not see Zahir's camera on, but Atif, let's bring Atif in. Let's find out what his biggest fear is. Yo, Atif, how's it going?
I am good, thanks. How are you?
Super good, it's super good. Over to you, Fatima.
Hello, Atif, how are you? And
I'm fine. How are
good.
you?
I'm great. I'm great and excited to get to know each one of you all in this live. So I have a question for you, Atif. What was your biggest fear, or what is your biggest fear, and how did you experience it?
My biggest fear is rejection. You see, many people avoid things like meeting new people or trying to enter a new relationship because of the fear of rejection. Even individuals who are already married sometimes avoid asking their long time spouse. Uh, Whether you fear asking that friend of you, no, if you want to be a friend with some, if you want to be a friend with someone and they reject you, and that's also a fear. And I also have a fear of something bad happening. It's an unfortunate and inevitable fact that bad things will happen in life, and sometimes the fear of doom prevents the people from enjoying life. You can't prevent bad things from happening at all time, but I don't let that fear stop me from living a rich, full life that also full of good things. And being judged is also a fear. It's normal to be want to be liked, but the fear of being judged can prevent you from being your true self. The truth is, some people will judge you harshly, and no matter what, but trusting you're mentally strong enough to live according to your values is key to living your best life. Another one of my biggest fears is appearing on camera, which I am doing right now. But I actually fear appearing on camera because I'm afraid people will judge me by my talking and by appearances, and I don't like to be judged. That's my biggest fear. I also have a fear of dogs, which is a funny thing because I actually don't even walk near a dog. If I ever see a dog, I just, run like hell. I mean, I don't care. Where I'm going, I just run.
Maybe that's the reason why the dog chases you, Atif. Okay.
And yeah, I also have a fear of, you know, closed spaces, without rooms, without
Hmm.
windows.
Claustrophobia.
Yes,
Yeah,
exactly.
that's claustrophobia. So you have a series of fears, which is kind of interesting, and you're also facing one of your fears right now. That is to appear on camera. So that's absolutely amazing. Really appreciate that. Fatima, what are your thoughts on this?
Well, so I would like to say, even I have the same similar things. Fear of dogs. Getting chased by a dog is one of my scary thing. Being judged is also one. Pretty much, I've been judged by a lot of people in school. So yeah, being judged is one of that. Fear of dogs, and even fear of getting rejection, which is actually kind of one thing that really makes you feel hurt. Now, for
Hmm.
example, your friend goes saying, Hey, I wanted to tell you something for long, but I don't want to be your friend anymore. And then you go like, so why
Ooh.
were you not telling me from that time? It's really, it's like very harsh and go like, I don't want to be your friend. I have been in this place where some of my friends, they were talking behind my back. So they were like judging me. They were really annoying for some reason, but I was like, people who judge me behind my back are actually they are actually a fan, of me. So I was like having that confidence and saying, come on, I don't care, just do what you are and do be confident on what you are supposed
Yeah.
to be.
It's good. That's good. Okay, but Atif, I just got a comment in the comment section that says you should never run when you see.
Yeah,
Yeah.
see it.
So yeah, because the dog he gets excited. He's like,
Yeah,
oh,
I
he's
tried
running!
that.
Finally, finally, somebody who's afraid of me. And they, and I was once just having a jog. I was just jogging, and then this dog started running behind me. Like I passed the guy. When I was jogging past the guy didn't decide to do anything. But after I went past him and a distance, then he started chasing me. And I turned back and I looked at him. He slowed down and then he turned back like as if there was nothing wrong. Have you ever had a dog like you turn back, you look at the dog stops and just no, I'm just chilling, you know, like randomly. Why did you have to do that? It wasn't me, that kind of a dog. But it's kind of tough.
If I ever want to, run fast, win a race, I
Yeah,
actually think there's a dog behind me. That way I run faster.
that way you win the race.
Yeah.
Interesting. You should tell Father Irshan this. That guy had a fear of races and getting the results. So I'm sure a dog will come in handy for the guy. Thank you very much, Atif, for joining us. We're just about to bring Zain into the
Thank
house.
you as well. See
Catching
you
you again.
Sunday.
See you on Sunday. Yes. That guy is quite interesting, Fatima Shafan, in terms of the fears that he has, but I'm definitely facing them and
He
trying to find a solution.
totally,
Yeah. Let's ask Zahir. Is Zahir
he's a,
in the house?
yeah.
Yes, Zahir
So
is in the house. Hello, Zahir. How are you?
I'm fine, sir. How are you?
I'm doing super good. Zahir, would you be able to tell us what your fears are?
My fear is being in front of a huge audience.
Yeah. Okay, okay. That's
So,
that's, that's a legit fear. I have that fear as well. I know people
so,
will. Tell me, Zahir.
so my biggest fear is being in front of a huge audience. I am afraid of being in front of a huge crowd of people watching me. I get nervous and sweat when I am in a situation like this. It makes me feel uncomfortable and everyone is judging me, and
Mm-hmm.
I have to avoid them, which will move me confident. Thank you.
Indeed, indeed. Very, very true. This is a problem, Zahir. It's one of those biggest fears that I also have had is of an audience. Like the moment I see an audience, I'm like, I take a deep breath and I cannot react whatsoever when I see a big audience. But you can overcome it. Definitely can. Over to you, Fatima Shafan.
well, I have the same thing. I totally have the same thing. I'm just, when I go and for example, when we have concerts and all, you like go onto the stage and you like, when we were small, I remember when I was a small kid, I kept on not dancing, I was just like staying like this. Oh no, where's my mom? I would rather search my mom in that humongous crowd. Like, like, where's
Yeah.
my mom? And then I'm like, yeah, because there is a part where you go like just standing for a little while and then you go like, okay. And then you just like dance. So there's a part where you go like having this confident, just do whatever you want.
I totally get what you're trying to say. But overcoming fears means not running away from them. It means to face them, and your biggest fears can be your strongest strengths. For example, what happened to me is exactly what it is. I'm getting in some comments into the section right now. Let's get into some comments and let's see how we can answer them. You're not sure, how did you overcome the fear of the audience? Okay, here is a question that I feel that can really add value to our audience and all our learners. Shoaib Ali, I thought you were a natural. How did you overcome that fear of a large audience? I'm sure that must be a large audience. So we're going to excuse the typos over here. Thank you very much for asking this question. um, I think everybody's a natural in their own way. Everybody's a natural, right? And everybody has talent. Fatima Shafan has talent, Shoaib Ali has talent, Niza has talent, Zahir has talent. Everybody has talent. We all have the ability to express ourselves, connect with one another, and go out there and share our ideas and thoughts as children. But we gradually lose it out because of this sequence of fears. And sometimes you tend to not try the things that actually make you uncomfortable. And the truth is, where your progress as an individual actually lies is to do the things that are not comfortable to be done. So you have talent, you put effort, you can make it a skill, and you put effort on a skill, then you can make it an achievement. So I had this fear of, I had the fear of standing in front of an audience. I'll be honest. I remember the first time I stood in front of a awards ceremony at school and I was supposed to do the welcome speech. I had no idea what I was looking at. The earth was shaking under me. I took a deep breath and then the lights went out. Uh, and I was happy that the current went. But later on, once I realized, when I woke up, yes, I woke up at the end, at the back of the audience. It was my lights that went out. It wasn't the audience's. And I had just fainted because I wasn't breathing properly. And that's the reason why I advocate for everyone. Like, listen, understand the importance of how you breathe on stage. Breathe. Your system is going to be nervous. It's going to be scary, but breathe. Take deep breaths. Breathe. Make your let your microphone hear you breathe for the first time. That's all. I just go. It doesn't matter really, but make sure you breathe if you're trying to overcome the fear first. Don't die on audience. What if your fear is socializing? Fatima, what do you think about that fear? If you have a fear for socializing, how are you going to solve it? I don't know. Use sanitizer, keep socializing. Put your mask on, is it? I do not know in what.
Well, fear of socializing.
No real answer yet. So once we find out, keep in touch with us in this
Because
particular.
it does not give a proper meaning, Fear of socializing. It like goes like everywhere.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. It's like it goes everywhere. Socializing. Maybe it's to connect with individuals and network with people. What are we going to do about it?
Yeah.
It's not easy, and nobody has the solution either. So there you go. So, in evaluations, my dear friends, I would humbly request all of us to make sure that we are on camera in the right manner. Some of us have not tested our cameras out. We should spend some time, center ourselves, and also the audio and also the background to improve the quality of our podcast and how we are connecting with the audience. Thank you very much for being around. Fatima Shafan, any final thoughts before we end this session?
Colombo, are you really good with ideas but need help with expressing and presenting it to your team or an audience or a group of people, whatever you might call it? I have had these similar problems too. Sometimes we know what to say, how to say it, but the struggles to express it to an audience is tough to understand, and expression becomes almost impossible. I needed help. We need help. Practice, and most importantly, coaching. Now I am able to express myself. I am trying to master the skills of presentation, but perfection is a process and it's a journey. Anything to become a public speaker and to be confident is my game, and I like to do it. So do yourself a favor. Join me, click the link and sign up, and I shall be able to give you a free consultation on how we can go about the next step.